welcome to the
Healthy, Honest Helpers. We're back.
Alright, so we're going to talk about eggs today. And this one is going to go into details on free range and pasteurized and all that fun stuff that we all have heard about. We're just going to go a little bit more in depth on it.
So I found this really interesting whenever I started getting into the health and nutrition. And one thing that was interesting to me when something said cage-free, I thought that that was organic and that was really something, a good egg to eat. And then I learned the difference between pasteurized and cage-free eggs. And pasteurized eggs, I will say, are expensive. They're $7.99 probably for a 12 of them, a dozen of them. These come from Whole Foods, and you'll see that they say pasture-raised. And then these are just cage-free.
Right?
Nope.
Oh, these are white.
Yeah, but these just say cage-free, and they're $2.99. So there's a difference, and you pay for what you get. So many food labels can be confusing. So knowing what a food claim truly means is a great way to educate yourself about where your food comes from and how it can be produced. So cage-free, you would think that that means that they're out and they're out in the open and they have freedom, but that's not true. Cage-free can be where they're in a building or a room like this and they're just all running around and doing their business and stuff. And so they're walking all over it and they're not, and they're eating.
So it's still pretty much the same as them being in cages, like dropping each
but
other.
it's a buzzword so that they can say that it's cage-free. And then your pasteurized egg means it's literally out in the pasture. It's eating grass. It's eating what's out there, what a natural, normal chicken would eat.
Yeah.
So I found this when I went to IIN. I found this profound whenever I saw it. So we're going to take a closer picture. But you can see the difference. This is free-range organic. And these chickens are inside of a building. And then this is the difference between that and pasteurized eggs. So big difference on what you're eating. And the other thing that I couldn't believe was true too, was a lot of times people feel as though because it's cage-free, they're getting more nutrients out of it, but that's not true. Basically, if you're getting the cage-free, you might as well just buy regular eggs, because regular eggs, yeah. So one thing that I found that was really interesting was the nutrition value between something that says cage-free or organic versus pasteurized. And so this was a slide that I got, and you can see here the difference between the pasteurized is the green, the organic is the orange, and the conventional is the blue. And so you can see the nutritional value of the organic is not that much higher than the regular conventional, and then you can see the nutritional
on all of them.
on all of them. So you can see the big difference in the nutritional value of the pasteurized eggs. So there again, when they say cage-free, cage-free means that the birds are raised without cages. What this doesn't explain is whether the birds were raised outdoors on pasture or if they were raised indoors in overcrowded conditions. If you're looking to buy eggs, poultry, or meat that was raised outdoors, look for the label that says pastured or pasture-raised. And then free range is another buzzword. And so the use of the terms free range or free roaming are only defined by the USDA for egg and poultry production. The label can be used as long as the producers allow the birds access to the outdoors so that they can engage in natural behavior. It does not necessarily mean that the products are cruelty-free or antibiotic-free, or that the animals spent the majority of their time outdoors. So these are buzzwords that people use and they put on food, and it's for marketing purposes.
You know that you'll buy it.
Yeah, and so that was the main thing that I found really interesting. That people feel as though, oh my gosh, I'm paying a lot more for something, but you're getting value. Your body's getting nutritional value.
Well, I found it interesting because going from Papa Sims, who had the chickens on his land, and seeing the color change in the eggs, which these are white. I mean, these are brown, which one day, hopefully, have our own chickens, but
Well, sometimes
far
when they
off,
come right off
but-
the farm, I mean, and it's based on what they eat too. And so some of the eggs were like a blue, or they had a green tint,
Yeah.
or so it's totally different than what.
where you buy them.
I mean, yeah, if you can go to a farmer's market and you can get them that way, that's the best way to buy them.
Yeah.
But if you can't, you got to go to the grocery store. I felt like that pasteurized, for the value, was worth it.
Well, through the nutrition
Mhm.
marks, it's going to be the most get the job done, bang for your buck compared to the other ones, you get organic. So the keywords to not fall for are cage-free.
Yeah,
and
cage-free.
which
And then
Range-free,
antibiotic-free,
free-range.
cage-free, and free-range.
ones.
Did
So
we do
those are the
free-range?
two.
Yeah, so the use of terms free-range or free-roaming are only identified by the USDA for egg and poultry production. The labels can be used as long as the producers allow the birds access to outdoors so they engage in natural food.
So it's almost better to get free range compared to cage free, but the best is going to be pasteurized.
Well, the best is going to be
That's
pasteurized.
what I mean, yeah.
Yeah, according to what they said. Yeah.
But free range isn't too far off. At least they have access to the outdoors. Cage free doesn't mean that they have access at all. It doesn't.
Well, it says claims are defined by the USDA, but are not verified by third-party inspectors. So, there you go.
Best to do pasteurized.
Yeah. The best to
Or
pasteurize
farmers.
or farmers market. Yeah. So, okay.